Welcome back, everybody. Today we are going to remind ourselves about capital letters and full stops. Now, I know that you're probably thinking, but Miss Brown, we know about capital letters and full stops, and you do. But sometimes we forget to put them in our writing. We get all caught up thinking about the good ideas and we forget that punctuation. And it's really, really important. And we know it's tricky. Children, even bigger than you, sometimes forget their capitals and full stops. But practice makes perfect. So today we are going to practice those skills. So I'm going to share my screen with you and you will be able to see what we are doing today. Don't worry, there are lots of games and lots of fun things today to help you practice this skill. It won't just be things that we've done before. So, on my screen, you will see these two red bits of writing here. Sometimes you might see them in your books at school. These capital letters here to remind us that you might have forgotten a capital letter in your writing. And this big red stop, full stop here, reminding us that your full stops might be missing. Now, I know that you say to me, but Miss Brown, why are they so important? Why are capitals and full stops so important? Can't I just write my words? Well, you could do, but you can get yourself in a bit of a muddle if you don't show all the things you need to. And I've got a little video here, which I think is quite fun, that shows us how it can get us a bit confused if we don't do it properly. So, have a look at this and see if it explains, shows you why those capital letters at the start of your sentence and those full stops to show it as the end are really important, and you just can't write all the words with no punctuation at all. Have a look at this.
Capital letter. Full stop. The sentence starts with a capital letter and ends with a full stop. But what happens if you don't start with a capital letter and end with a full stop? The words don't know when to end and get into a mess.
So here they've got lots and lots of sentences, lots and lots of ideas, but they've all got mixed up because you can't see where one sentence starts and another sentence ends. And when somebody tries to read what you've written and there's no full stops, you can sometimes have a page of writing and you just don't know when one bit ends and the other bit starts. Really important, but also very tricky. So today, I'm not going to spend lots of time talking to you about it because I know that your grown-ups have spent lots of time talking to you about it. Today is just reminding ourselves about capital letters and full stops in a different way. So today I've got all sorts of different games for you to play. So you will see here on my screen, I have our captain, capital letter, okay? And it's his job to check that all sentences have capital letters in the right place so that they haven't missed any out, but there aren't any extra ones. Now, sometimes when we're writing, we put in extra capital letters. We don't want to do that. So there's a link here that your grown-ups can take you to play some games. So I'll talk you through the games before you start. So here he is, captain, capital letter. He's got 3 different sentences here. And in the thing that you can watch, they play a game where they dress up as superheroes if they get the answer right. There are 3 sentences here. They all have the same words, but not the same punctuation. They all say, my brother and I played in the park. Can you see them? There's a red one here. My brother and I played in the park. The green sentence says the same words. My brother and I played in the park. And the blue sentence, it says the same thing. My brother and I played in the park, but only one of them is right. Only one. Because the others have got capital letters and full stops, either missing or in the wrong place. I wonder if you can work out which one is right and which 2 have not gone quite so well. Have a look at them now. Let's have a look at the blue sentence at the bottom together first. So we know they all say, my brother and I played in the park. So to start our sentence, what sort of letter do we always have at the start of a sentence? That's right. It's a capital letter to say our sentence is the beginning. It's the beginning of our idea. And they have a capital here for my. Perfect job. My brother and I played in the park. Hang on a minute. Does that say I or does it say I? My brother and I played in the park. It does say I. It doesn't say I because when we say I, the word I, it's a proper noun. It's like your name, it has a capital letter. So it should say, my brother and I played in the park. But hang on a minute, there's still another mistake there. I'm going to get rid of my capital I just to make sure it doesn't hide the other mistake. Can you see the other mistake too? Is there a sneaky capital letter there that doesn't need to be anywhere? That's right. We've got an uppercase, a capital P. We don't want a capital P. We want a lowercase p. Played does not need a capital letter. It is not someone's name. It's not a proper noun. It doesn't name a place or a person or a thing. It's not the day of the week or the month of the year. It needs a little p. So that one wasn't quite right. That wasn't there. Let's look at the green sentence now. My brother and I played in the park again. But are there a few mistakes? Let's have a look. See my capital letter at the beginning, well done, and I can see my full stop at the end, so that's going well, but there are a few other mistakes. Have you seen what they are? That's right, they've missed that capital I again, but there's another mistake, a capital letter that should not be there. Can you see what it is? That's right, it's this capital B here for brother. It should be a lowercase b. Now, if they'd used their brother's name would have a capital letter, but they haven't said their brother's name, so it is a lowercase b. So, I'm hoping this red sentence is better because the green one wasn't quite there, the blue one wasn't quite there. Let's look at the red sentence. So, my brother and I played in the park. They've got the capital M. They've got the full stop. They've got all their lowercase letters on the other words, except for our I, which is a capital I. They haven't done how we do with our handwriting with the lines on top. But I know that one means the same, and you'll remember it from your books. So our red sentence is correct. So in this game, the children get to dress up as superheroes if they get the right answer. So if you got that one right, you would get to wear a bit of superhero clothing. If you watch it, I'm sure you'll really enjoy it. Then, once you've watched that, we're going to do some practicing of full stops because that one's mostly about capital letters. Now, there's a game here called Small Town Superheroes, and it's their job to make sure that the full stops go in the right place. You'll need a grown-up to log you onto this game, which follows on from this, but it is great fun to play. So, they show you some writing, but there's no full stops. Look, not one full stop in all that writing. Let's read it together. It says, once upon a time, there were 3 bears, a big bear, a middle-sized bear, and a small bear. Where do the full stops need to go? Now, we know full stops go at the end of each idea. When we're reading, we should pause at a full stop. So if it's a natural place where you don't keep talking word after word after word, that's where a full stop should go. So where shall we put this full stop? The easiest one to put in straight away is at the end of our writing to say that the ideas are finished. But that isn't the only one missing. Let me read it to you again. Once upon a time, there were 3 bears. A big bear, a middle-sized bear, and a small bear. What is the first thing, the first idea in that story? The first point that's made? That's right, the first idea was, once upon a time, there were 3 bears. That's idea number 1. So that is sentence number 1. Once upon a time, there were 3 bears. Full stop. I can see they remembered their capital letter to start the next sentence. Here it is. The next idea is there is a big bear, a middle-sized bear, and a small bear. Fantastic job. We have put those full stops in. So you can play this game with the Small Town Superheroes and add in the full stops yourself. So that's game number 1, watching the video game and watching them play together and build the superheroes. And then there's a game that you can play by yourself after that. And then, if you've done those things, there's one more challenge for you today. Activity number 3 is to write your own sentences with capital letters and full stops in the right place. Now, there is a story you can watch on the link I've sent your grown-ups, which is about some pirates. It's not the whole story, it's an extract. So if you wanted to, you could listen to the special story about pirates, and then you could write your sentences about pirates and maybe draw some pirate pictures. If you think, Miss Brown, pirates, not really my thing, that's fine too. Today, you can write your sentences about anything you like. Think about your favourite things, your favourite story, what you like. But I would like you to write me 3 or 4 sentences at least, which are punctuated correctly, have all their capital letters in the right place and all their full stops. So, top tips to remember when you're doing your writing today. Full stops go at the end of each idea, each sentence. So like when we looked at the bears, we break up what's the first thing they thought, then the second thing. So you put a full stop at the end of each idea, at the end of each sentence. Okay? You need one before you start a new idea. So if you're writing some ideas about the pirate, you might say, the pirate has a black hat. Then you'll put a full stop. Then you'll write something else about the pirate. So the pirate has a black hat, full stop. His hat is very smart, full stop, you could say. The only time you don't need a full stop after each idea is if you want to use one of those conjunctions. So if you say and or but or so or because those conjunctions, remember, join those sentences together. So you can take the full stop out if you're joining the sentences together, but the full stop has to go at the end still. That is quite complicated, that bit, but I know some of you will start using conjunctions because you're very good writers. So don't get confused. The other thing to remember about capital letters is capital letters come at the start of your idea, the start of your sentence. Okay? They are used after full stops. And capital letters are used for names. So that's the only other time we use the capital letters. So capital letters at the start of our sentence. After we've done our full stop, the next sentence starts with a capital letter. The only thing that's a bit different is if you write someone's name, the name of a person or a place, okay, or days of the week, months of the year, then we do use a capital letter for those. They're a bit tricky, those ones. They are a bit different. But again, I know some of you are such good writers, so there are a few exceptions to that rule. But to start with, you're going to write your sentences about the pirates or about anything you like. Your sentence will start with a capital letter and it will end with a full stop. I want you to think of 3 or 4 ideas about whatever it is you're writing about so that you have 3 or 4 clear sentences, all starting with that capital letter, all ending with that full stop. Remember, if there is a name in your sentence, give that name a capital letter too. So if you're writing about a pirate and you give it a name, make sure it's got a capital letter. Okay, I would love to see what you get up to today, and I'm really interested to see what you decide to write about. Will you write about pirates, or is there something else exciting that you would like to tell us about today? I'm sending you off now to do your writing, to play your punctuation games, and I hope you have a really great day. See you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.